It is an honor and a pleasure for me to welcome one of the stars of the phenomenal Marvel comic movie called Black Panther. We have Mr. Winston Duke with us. And the only thing I need to start off with you is saying, woo, 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 woo. Now, if you haven't seen any of the previews, if you haven't been lucky, when you hear that sound, you'll have to look at this brother and say, job well done, Mr. Duke.
Thank you so much.
my pleasure, man. Man, before you came in tonight, I took the liberty of looking at your reel, because you have your reel posted up.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
and you've done a wonderful body of work.
Thank you.
And you know what, surprisingly, because my mama used to be a big fan of Law and Order. I saw that.
Yeah.
You know, but you were still kind of putting roots underneath
yeah, that was
foundation.
actually my first television role.
Was it?
Yeah, so I
Really
graduated
good,
from Yale School of Drama in 2013, and then I started doing a lot of regional theater work. And the first thing I booked for television was Law and Order, and did that in 2014, early 2014. So that was like my first time on screen ever.
Well, look, you know what? In comparison to so many, you are definitely walking, I would say.
Yeah.
In your destiny.
Thank you.
And the blessings have showered upon you, because 2014, if you're giving me this timeline, if I'm not mistaken, this is 2018. And look at 2018. We're just the second month into the year.
Yeah.
How blessed do you feel?
I feel
now, sir?
incredibly blessed, you know, and I feel it's a great testament to owning and creating a mission for yourself. I created a mission really early in life that I wanted to be a storyteller. And then throughout the years have found ways to distill that mission into telling certain kind of stories of people who don't usually get their stories told, and stories of people who don't always have a voice. So I'm always constantly distilling that mission for myself, and it's kind of been keeping me on track. So even if I'm doing something that is potentially indie or is something more commercially driven, it still is connected to that original purpose, like you
brother,
said.
You took it to a whole new different level.
Thank you.
2018, Black Panther. Tell us who you are in the movie and the role you are playing.
Well, I play M'Baku. He is one of the leaders of one of the main tribes of Wakanda. And what makes them special is that they're more traditionalists. So they exist outside of the Wakandan proper society. So they don't live part of the main city. They exist in the mountains. And they pray to a whole different god. They pray to the gorilla god Hanuman. Yeah. While the rest of Wakanda prays to the Panther goddess Bast. And they don't believe in vibranium as this thing that the country should depend on and put all their faith in. They believe that the best way to move forward in the world and in life and for the culture and the country is for there to be a clear acknowledgement and adherence to the past and our original values.
So wait till you see this movie tomorrow night or over the course of the weekend, because this cat right here, I mean, look, if I didn't know any better, I would say you should have been doing football, but God had his own destiny lined
Well,
up for you.
I did for a little while.
Did you?
Yeah, I played defensive end.
Oh, look. If
So all over. And I wrestled, so been a very physical guy.
And he's physical in this movie called The Black Panther. Let's go into a joint. We'll come back and talk to Winston Duke and learn a little bit more about this film, Black Panther, opening up nationwide tomorrow. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Bring the family out. We're going to make this definitely #1 for a few weeks. So off the warm, the choir song is coming up at the top of the hour. So ladies, get ready. I know Valentine's Day was last night, but you know what? I'm going to intensify the heat tonight just because love is still in the air. And we have M'Baku with us. M'Baku is from, of course, the wonderful flick that you're going to see this cat on tomorrow called The Black Panther. His real name is Winston Duke. Stellar, man, actor, man. And you shared, actually, we kind of share a couple of things. You know, it's funny how life is. You said that you went to Yale.
Yes.
I lived in New Haven, Connecticut.
Really?
Yep. I didn't go to Yale, though.
But you're in proximity.
And then you lived in a borough in New York.
In Brooklyn.
That I'm born and raised in Brooklyn. So you're a good cat, man. Just because of that.
Because of those two.
Just because of those two things,
I'm winning.
Man.
I walk in winning.
And actually, if I'm not mistaken, you and Lupita were friends at Yale, right?
Yeah. And what also joins that story and makes it come a little bit more full circle is that Angela Bassett also went to Yale.
Wow.
And Angela Bassett set up a group at Yale called Folks for all the students of color.
Really?
Her and her cohort started that club at Yale, and it's for all those students of color, so that once every couple months we can have dinners or really just gather and bond and create a supportive system.
So it was still going on. That organization was still on.
Yeah, it's still going, and that's kind of what strengthened our relationship. So even though Angela wasn't still there, her presence is still felt, and all those people, their presence is still felt.
You
in
all
that
must have had a
environment.
kumbaya moment when y'all got on set and you realized y'all were working together, because that's the common thread, kind of connected.
Yeah.
That educational aspect.
And now we're doing this really wonderfully culturally significant film, and it's a blessing.
Brother, this is you put the word so elegantly. It is a culturally fulfilling film on many, many different levels, and it definitely elevates the perspective, I think, for so many young folks. Great storyline.
Right.
Where was it shot at? Can you tell me that?
We shot in Atlanta.
Really?
Yeah, so they built a lot of these sets, and they really made it look like Africa. They had the red clay and the red dirt and everything to really make it look like different and various spots in Africa, the continent.
Now, you're a young cat, so I don't know if you know about comic books.
A thing or two.
A thing or two. So I heard that someone kind of introduced you, and you did some great research by reading on the Black Panther.
Yeah.
Was that helpful for you to bring
That was
forth your role?
deeply helpful. And one great thing you said earlier was you thanked Reginald Hudlin.
Yeah.
The Reginald Hudlin run of Black Panther is actually one of the ones that really helped me to get into the role, because he had more of a cinematic approach to the writing of those runs, and he really took a lot of painstaking attention to how these people felt about their country, how they felt to be Wakandan, and what that meant to them. So that really put me into a really great mind space before I even got to read the script, because we didn't see a script for a while.
We only saw 7 episodes, I think.
So
there was more to it, but then it stopped. And we don't know what happened. Well, guess what? Tomorrow we find out what goes on.
Yeah.
That's a good look, dude.
Yeah.
We can't say that this is this is just phenomenal, and I got to tell y'all, ladies and gentlemen, I had the honors of seeing the film. I know I cheated a little bit, but I was kidnapped. I was kidnapped by 2 beautiful women, and then they took me. Next time I knew, I was at a movie theater, so I'm not going to complain about that. But it is just so overwhelming, man, to look at this film, because as a man of color, you're just proud of your heritage, and I hope that this will inspire so many to just be proud and learn a little bit more about the black culture, the beginning of life.
And I feel like this film also, intentionally, unintentionally, whatever it is, it still offers this amazing opportunity to reclaim a history that feels so forgotten and feels so distant and lost.
But so enriched. And we know that it happened, and we know that it's real. So getting to see that kind of majesty and that kind of royalty and that kind of grandeur associated with black bodies is just actually incredibly powerful. And we've seen it with the British royals, we've seen it with South Asian, East Asian cultures and the Middle East, but we haven't seen it with us. And that just in itself, that imagery is really powerful. Let's celebrate life, let's celebrate love, and let's celebrate the opening of Black Panther, which happens tomorrow nationwide. Do not miss it. And you know what? I already got the report that a lot of theaters, I don't know if you've heard this, Winston, a lot of theaters are already sold out. People have brought tickets to guarantee their space. So I can almost guarantee that this weekend is going to be a wonderful, fulfilling weekend for you beyond measure.
Yes.
And by you being a part of the Black Panther, personally and professionally, how do you feel about that?
I feel really fulfilled on many levels. One of them that is the most touching and meaningful for me is just what it's going to mean for children, because what's really powerful about this film is that not only are people planning to see it multiple times, it's that they're gifting this movie. They're gifting it to children. They're gifting it to after-school programs and school programs and different things. So they're gifting it to kids, and they're gifting it, essentially to another generation. So it feels really wonderful to be part of something that can help enrich these kids' lives and let them see that there's all these possibilities for the kind of stories they can tell or be a part of.
Yeah, no question about that. Now, ladies, he sounds nice and smooth right now, but when you see him in this flick, you may not think he's so nice and smooth, because he's going to challenge the Panther, and that's what I'm going to say. And I'm not going to tell you who wins. But he challenges him, man. And you're a big guy, man.
Yeah, I'm a big guy, 6'5", 235.
Yeah, look, if a cat like this guy was running behind me on a football field, I would be running like no tomorrow. Trust me when I tell you. But I guess you have to face those challenges in life.
Yes,
and the challenges in life is, of course, you got to face your adversaries, and the bigger man wins at the end of the day.
Yeah, well, there's different ways to define bigger man.
And this is true.
Woman.
This is very true.
Yeah.
That is very varied. You are from the beautiful island of Tobago.
Yes.
Everyone on Tobago must be having you in celebration mode.
Incredibly proud. Incredibly proud.
And rightfully so.
And, they exist in a place that isn't in proximity to what we do at all. It's not in proximity to Hollywood. So to see one of their own, to see someone who looks like them deeply do something that they've never seen done before really is pushing the envelope, and it's letting them know that anything's possible, and not just being in film or TV. It's just anything's possible.
I mean, you serve as a great inspiration to so many kids on the island of Tobago.
Thank you
and
so much.
Trinidad as well.
Thank you so much.
So I know you have to be very, very, very proud. Now, do you work with children on a regular basis in terms of acting?
I wouldn't say
culture?
very regularly, but I find times maybe 2 times a year to go back to Tobago, and I go and do arts awareness speeches at different high schools and different things like that, and working on creating programs to kind of empower different kids and get them into performing arts. So I find time to go back and give back to my community, and who knows, I might do one of those giftings to see Black Panther myself.
Who knows? Hey, that would be a great gift. If you could take that around, that would be wonderful.
Of course.
For sure. 2018, you feel that this is your biggest breakout year?
Yeah.
But you got something else
coming. I think the world should get ready as well for the Avengers, because I'm in that right after. But I'm just eager to see where this all takes me. And you need an entire career of opportunities. So I just continue to stay faithful that I'm going to do this work, and I can find essentially other artistic kindred spirits who want to do the work with me.
You like roles, because you've had a variety of different roles. If you had to pick one particular role type, what category would you put yourself in? Dark roles, adventuresome roles, heroic roles?
I would say, I'm not really one to say I want to do one thing only. I want to tell a vast array of human experiences, and those can end up looking anyway. They could end up looking any various variety of ways. So I'm really I just intend to tell really great, strong stories, and I want to tell stories about people and people who aren't always recognized. So I can't say I want to just tell heroic roles, because how do we define heroism? It's not just one way, and it's not just based on large, bulky, muscular strength. There's different ways to show strength.
Sure.
And I feel like I look around my community, and I see a lot of people who demonstrate that kind of strength. I look at a lot of women who do that and demonstrate that kind of strength, supporting their family day in, day out. I see a lot of immigrant families who go out there and work, undocumented or not, and support their families.
Yes, sir.
So heroism, I want to show different stories and maybe help usher in an age of redefining heroism.
Well, brother, there's no question in my mind that you will succeed.
Thank you so
much.
much.
Thank you so much for coming
Blessings.
Blessings to you as you continue this wonderful journey of success.
Of
and
course.
Congratulations on the successful, wonderful, amazing film called Black Panther.
Thank you.
Mboku with us tonight. Woo! Make sure. Check him out tomorrow on the silver screen. You're going to love it, love it, love it, love it. Thank you, man, for coming by.
Indeed.
Quiet Storm on the way, ladies. Stay close.